There is a silence inside you. Have you ever listened to it? Not the silence of an empty room, but the quiet that arrives when you stop chasing, when you stop explaining, when you stop trying to prove your worth to someone who does not see it. In the stillness of the bamboo forest, the wind whispers, but it never pleads. The moon reflects in the water, yet it never asks to be seen. Love, like the breath, flows best when it is free, not forced. So the question is not why they don't love you. The question is, why do you still beg to be seen when you are always enough? There is a quiet lesson in watching a river pass through the mountains. It does not complain when a stone blocks its way. It does not stop to argue or plead with the obstacle. It simply changes course, smoothly, patiently, without resistance. This is not weakness, it is wisdom in motion. The river understands that stillness and movement are not enemies, they are companions. It does not try to move what refuses to move. It flows around it and continues its journey. This is the way of life. This is the way of love. Many people in their moments of heartbreak or loneliness behave like a river that forgets its own nature. They pause their flow, they settle before the stone, waiting for it to change, to soften, to move. They beg to be loved by those who are incapable of giving it. They pour their energy into what does not nourish them. They try to mold themselves into something more acceptable, more pleasing, more worthy. But remember this: a river that stagnates in front of a stone becomes a pool, and still water turns murky over time. Clarity is found only in motion. Shaolin philosophy teaches us to recognize resistance not as something to fight, but as something to observe. When a connection becomes a constant struggle, when love begins to feel like negotiation, the way is no longer natural. And in Zen mindfulness, there is a deep understanding that not all paths are meant to be walked together. Just as not every tree leans toward the same sun, not every soul is meant to grow beside yours. Acceptance is not defeat. It is the highest form of intelligence. When you see a stone, do not push against it. Pause. Breathe. Flow around it. Observe the emotions that arise in you when someone pulls away. Is it fear of abandonment or fear of being unseen? Are you reacting to their silence or to the echo of your own inner emptiness? Mindfulness does not ask you to suppress these feelings. It invites you to witness them with compassion. The more you beg for love, the further you move from yourself. The more you chase someone's affection, the more you abandon your center. But when you choose to continue calmly, gracefully, you reclaim your power. You return to your breath, your balance, your essence. In everyday life, this teaching is most needed during heartbreak. You send another message. You explain yourself again. You wait by the phone. You replay memories, hoping they will feel what you feel. But what if love is not about effort, but about alignment? What if true love does not demand you to wait outside yourself? Imagine walking beside a stream. You do not command it to change direction for you. You walk alongside it or you walk away. Let others do the same with you. If someone's heart is not flowing toward you, do not dam your own river, trying to keep them. There is strength in surrendering to the flow, not the surrender of weakness, but of wisdom. Trust that life carries you exactly where you need to go once you stop trying to swim upstream. This is not a call to give up. It is a call to observe the nature of things. Some people come into your life like rain. Let both be. Learn from both. And like the river, do not stop, do not harden, do not beg. Let this truth settle in you gently. Like water, I move forward, without resistance, without regret. In the ancient Shaolin teachings, there is a parable, often told in quiet tones between master and disciple. A scholar once visited a wise monk, eager to prove his knowledge, to display his worth, to seek more wisdom. As the monk poured tea into the visitor's cup, the scholar continued speaking until the cup overflowed. The scholar shouted, "It is full, no more can enter." And the monk gently replied, "Like this cup, you are full of your own opinions and desires. How can I show you anything unless you first empty your cup?" This is not just a lesson in learning, it is a lesson in loving. A heart full of desperation cannot receive real affection. A mind filled with fear of abandonment cannot recognize genuine presence. And a person overflowing with the need to be validated will always misinterpret love as rescue. Many enter relationships not to share peace, but to escape pain. They cling, they chase, they beg, not because they truly love the other, but because they cannot yet sit in silence with themselves. When you beg to be loved, you unknowingly place your sense of worth into the hands of another. You carry a cup with cracks, hoping someone else will fill it endlessly, not realizing that no amount of tea will ever stay inside. And so you keep seeking more attention, more reassurance, more proof. You must first become still, empty, receptive. Shaolin practice reminds us, emptiness is not lack, it is potential. It is readiness. It is openness to what is real, not what is imagined. Only in the empty cup can the tea settle. Only in a quiet heart can love be heard. Stillness is not something you earn by fixing yourself in the eyes of another. Stillness is what you return to when you stop performing for love. When you know, deep in your being, that your existence is complete, even without someone else to confirm it. In real life, this means stepping back when you feel that uncontrollable urge to prove your value. It means pausing when you want to send that long message explaining your worth. It means observing the silence instead of trying to fill it with desperate words. Why? Because that silence is where your truth lives. That pause is where your real transformation begins. The person who is meant for you will not need convincing. They will simply arrive with their own full cup, and together both of you will drink. Let us not mistake loneliness for emptiness. Emptiness is sacred. It is the space between the inhale and the exhale. It is the pause between day and night. In Buddhism, this is the realm where clarity arises. Free from noise, free from craving. If you carry your heart like a begging bowl, hoping someone will drop in love to complete you, then evil drop will feel enough. Practice this when you feel the pull to be seen, to be loved, to be accepted. Stop, sit, close your eyes, breathe into the space of your chest. Ask yourself not who will love me, but what part of me still believes I am not already enough. Observe the answer. Without judgment, pour out what no longer serves you. Release the stories, release the fears. I am full within. I overflow peace, not longing. In the quiet forests where the monks train at dawn, the wind dances freely through the bamboo groves. And if you stand long enough in stillness, you'll witness something extraordinary. The bamboo bends gracefully, effortlessly, with every gust. It leans and sways, submitting to the force, but it never breaks. And when the wind has passed, the bamboo returns upright, tall, whole, and unshaken at the root. This is not mere flexibility, it is resilience born from inner emptiness. The hollow center of the bamboo is what allows it to yield without losing its strength. Human beings often forget this way of being. In the pursuit of love, many become rigid. In fear of loss, many harden their hearts or contort their identities to match someone else's desires. They resist the natural winds of change in a relationship, refusing to bend, or worse, bending so far they fracture their own essence. But true resilience does not mean staying the same. It means remaining rooted in who you are, even as the winds of emotion, desire, and disappointment move through your life. It means knowing the difference between adapting. When you beg for love, you begin to bend for survival, not for harmony. You overextend your kindness. You offer your time where it is not respected. You tolerate disrespect and call it patience. But beneath this, there is a silent cry, please don't leave. Please see me. Please love me. And in that cry, the spine of your being begins to bend, not with grace, but with grief. Shaolin wisdom does not teach suppression of feeling, but awareness of it. The moment you sense that bending has turned into breaking, you must return to your root. So where is your root? It is the breath. It is your daily discipline. It is the quiet knowing that you do not need to become small in order to be loved. Observe nature. The bamboo does not envy the oak. The mountain does not compete with the sky. Each is whole, standing as it was made to be. In the same way, you were not created to contort your values, your peace, or your identity for someone's temporary affection. A love that demands your erosion is not love. It is attachment disguised as connection. Real-life moments test this teaching most in the quiet compromises we make daily. Saying yes when we mean no. Silencing our truth to avoid conflict. Accepting crumbs because we fear the emptiness of the table. But emptiness is not the enemy. Losing yourself is. Every time you betray your inner knowing to keep someone close, you take a step further from your own center. The mind justifies it in the name of love, but the body always remembers. The chest tightens, the breath shortens, the energy drains. And you begin to feel that ache, the ache of a soul too often bent out of alignment. The practice is to pause before the bending becomes too deep. Ask, is this me being fluid or is this me dissolving? There is a sacred difference. When you act from love, your flexibility is free. When you act from fear, your flexibility is a survival tactic. One comes from abundance, the other from scarcity. Know this difference. Feel it in your breast. Let your spine remain upright even as your words are soft. Be firm in your truth while gentle in your tone. That is the way of the bamboo. That is the Shaolin way. I bend with life, but I never lose my shape. Inhale and exhale without effort, without demand. The breath comes and it goes. No one chases it, no one forces it to stay. It is the most fundamental rhythm of life, yet we rarely stop to honor it. The breath is a teacher of detachment, of surrender, of presence. It does not cling, it does not perform. It arrives gently, leaves quietly, and in its movement it teaches us how to live and how to love with ease. Now the breath never begs to be taken, and neither should you. In moments of emotional turmoil, when someone we care about begins to pull away, the mind panics, the ego awakens, the heart, still clinging to its last memory of closeness, reaches out, not with awareness, but with urgency. We send one more message. We speak louder. We offer more than is being received. But this is not love. It is fear trying to survive. And in those very moments, the breath becomes shallow, fast, almost forgotten. We disconnect from the body, from the now, from ourselves. Shaolin discipline reminds us again and again, return to the breath, return to the rhythm that has always been with you. When love feels uncertain, when emotions threaten to overwhelm your mind like a storm on still waters, sit in silence, feel the breath move through you. Let it be your anchor. Because when you are begging for love, you are not really reaching for them. But safety, like breath, is something you can return to from within, again and again, without permission. Consider this deeply. The breath does not ask, "Am I enough for this body?" It simply arrives. It trusts, it serves. It is neither proud nor insecure. It does not puff itself up, nor does it collapse under rejection. It just is. And in the same way, your love must become free from dependence. If it is real, it will not need to grasp. It will not beg to be noticed. It will simply be offered, like breath to the lungs, calm, quiet, nourishing. This teaching has great power in everyday relationships. You may feel ignored. You may feel unseen. The impulse will arise to assert yourself, to prove your value, to remind them of your worth. But I invite you, pause, breathe, observe the need to speak, sit with it. Ask yourself, am I offering my truth or am I trying to be chosen? Let the breath answer for you. It has no interest in validation. It is already whole. In Zen practice, there is a concept called mushin, the state of no mind, no clinging, no resistance. It is when your actions arise naturally without attachment to outcome. The breath lives in mushin. It does not calculate how deeply it is received. It simply flows. In this, we are reminded that the most powerful form of love is not loud. It is not desperate. It is presence. When you master your breath, you master your emotional reactions. And from that stillness, your choices become wise, not reactive. Every time you choose breath over begging, silence over explaining, presence over proving, you are remembering yourself. You are becoming whole again. You are moving from dependency to dignity, from craving to clarity. It is not easy, but it is sacred. And just like the breath, it requires practice. Gentle, patient, daily practice. Not to be loved by others, but to be returned to your own center. I am not the one who begs. I am the one who breathes. Somewhere in the stillness of a shallow pond, covered in murky water and decaying leaves, a lotus begins to rise. It does not ask the mud to be cleaner. It does not wait for the perfect moment, for clear skies, or for the approval of the world around it. It simply grows upward, silently, slowly, through the filth, through the darkness, through the unseen, until one day, without any noise or applause, it breaks the surface and blooms, pure, untouched, beautiful. This is the way of the lotus, and this too must be the way of your heart. We often believe that our pain must be removed before we can become whole, that we must be loved in order to feel worthy, that someone else's affection is the final piece to our puzzle. But the lotus reminds us, beauty is not born from perfect conditions, it is born from persistence. And so, even when they don't text back, even when they leave without explanation, even when they love someone else instead of you, still you grow, still you bloom. Shaolin teaching does not offer the comfort of escape from difficulty. It offers the discipline of presence within it. The mud is not your enemy, it is your teacher. It shows you your wounds, it reveals your patterns, it asks you to root deeper so you can stretch further. When someone does not return your love, they are only showing you the soil you must now rise from. Let that realization soften you, not shatter you. In emotional practice, this means allowing yourself to feel everything, the grief, the anger, the longing, but refusing to be defined by any of it. The mud is not who you are, it is what you are growing through. Do not try to wipe it away too quickly. Do not cover it with forced positivity. Sit with it. Let it speak. You are here to awaken. Real life will test you. The person you trusted may betray you. The one you gave everything to may walk away without a word. And the pain will be sharp, raw, consuming. But let it come, let it crack you open, because that is how the light finds its way in. That is how transformation begins, not in comfort, but in courage. The lotus does not grow by avoiding the mud, it grows by embracing it. In the same way, your healing is not found in running from the heartbreak, but in rooting deeper into your own truth. Ask yourself this: what if being unloved by them was the very path to being deeply loved by myself? That question is not meant to be answered quickly. It is meant to be lived. When you no longer beg for someone's return, when you stop trying to bloom in someone else's garden, you begin to return home to your own soul. You start to nurture your own soil. I bloom not because I am loved, but because I love who I am becoming. And so, dear listener, return to where we began, with silence. That sacred, quiet space within you that never begs, never clings, never performs. Like the river that flows around the stone, like the empty cup that receives the tea, like the bamboo that bends, not breaks, like the breast that asks for nothing, yet gives everything. All of these are not stories about nature. They are stories about you. You were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to be loved, rooted, calm and full. The path of the Shaolin is not about proving your worth to others. It is about remembering your worth in stillness. To every heartbreak, every silence, every unanswered moment, there is an invitation to return to yourself, to sit, breathe, and become whole again. As the Buddha once said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Start today, not by chasing, not by explaining, not even by moving, but by sitting still and seeing what remains. Thank you for walking this path with me. May peace find you in the places where you once begged for love, and may you never forget the strength of the stillness that lives within you.